there's something I wanted to say, and I haven't even got a chance to talk to you about, Elizabeth. But since I'm sure that we have some watchers from the industrialization of death machine, Elizabeth had something really out of the blue and really horrible happen to her today. And it's something that could have been out of the blue and horrible that happened to anyone. Any person could have that experience. Or it could be something that was deliberately staged to target her and unnerve her and make her day shit. So I just on the topic of how do we do it, it's just made me think about it. And the reason that it's made me think about it is because I'd just like to point out to the agencies that the reason that I've spent years studying this stuff and that I'm able to sit here and do these episodes is because they stupidly targeted me, not a terrorist, not violently affiliated, no weapons training, no background, no nothing. They stupidly targeted me. And so what did I do? I dedicated my life to finding out what the hell it is that they did to me and telling absolutely everybody that I could everything about it. And now here I am, a semi-expert, even though I consider myself to know about this much. Some people consider me a semi-expert just from the amount of reading and research that I've done to disseminate it. So I consider you an expert. There has been a massive amount of blowback because I was targeted. I, a single mother in the frickin' suburbs, a citizen of the West, was targeted by agencies that were funded and legislated to target terrorists, not single mothers from the suburbs. Years of blowback. New Zealand now has an asylum-seeking journalist living in exile because you idiots targeted me when you had no mandate and no right to. The amount of things that would never have happened that have discomforted you because you targeted me are mountainous. So if you target someone like Elizabeth, two things are going to happen. First of all, we have a community of people who have been around this block and who've been subjected to it and who are going to support her in ways that none of us had the connections to be supported when we were targeted. That means every single incident of anything that happens in her world is going to be documented thoroughly. I wasn't able to do that when I was first targeted. It took me months to even realize what was happening to me, and I didn't have anywhere near the support to document things to the extent that I could have if I'd actually understood or had that support. Elizabeth has that support. She has people who know more than her and have been through it around her in her immediate circle. We will document absolutely anything that happens to her at any time. And you can guarantee that if you target her, all you will do is fuel a passion in her that will lead to her one day being the expert and her dedicating her life to exposing you. Exactly. So about the stupidest thing that you could actually do at this moment in time is to target Elizabeth for her journalism. I just wanted to point that out to them. Since you're going to make me cry in a minute. I want you to know good people have your back. Good people have your back. And we will not let them do to you what was done to us. They will live to regret it. And that is not a threat, that is a fact. We will document the hell out of it and we'll make sure the entire planet knows. Absolutely. So I just wanted to put that out there. Having said that, it might have been a totally innocuous incident and maybe it could have happened to any other person. But I'm just putting that out there because my next discussion after this episode was finished was to tell you to write down the time and the place and every detail you know and give it to all of us, and we will make sure that information goes somewhere that it will never be lost. And then if anything is to ever happen again, we'll document the hell out of that too. Yeah. There's absolutely no way in hell that we will allow them to intimidate you without making it clear to the entire planet that yet again they are targeting a non-violent woman who is not a terrorist, who does not fall within their mandate to target. They will not be allowed to do that. All they will do is create another giant stinking mess for themselves like they did in my case. Well, regardless, whether they do or not, I'm going to keep writing about what I write about. I'm going to keep collaborating with you. And I'm going to also try and help, raise awareness on your story
which is going to come up eventually as far as my writing and stuff. But you know, I'm going to try and do what I can for everyone, like you said, in my immediate circle, who are amazing and have already gone through so much, for all the right reasons, but they've been so deeply attacked for it. And it's just not it. Anybody who has any ability to raise hell should be raising hell about this, all of it. So
Well,
that's
we love you and we've got you back. And they're pretty fucking desperate if they come after you, because they will just be shooting themselves in the foot. Big
yeah.
time.
Well,
Big time.
unfortunately, they actually don't seem that intelligent, so I don't know if they'll realize that unless you put it to them in these very simple terms. Like, I don't
I
know
don't
that they.
understand the word blowback.
Yeah,
And I can tell you
yeah,
that there are some New Zealand spies who will have got their butts caned, even though it hasn't happened publicly or in court yet. The day is yet to come where I sue them for the millions of dollars they should be paying me for having destroyed my life. However, I can tell you they have been humiliated the fuck out of by my story getting out, by me being where I am right now, by the fact that there's now New Zealanders who are registered asylum seekers. This
yeah,
is
really.
a huge deal, a huge diplomatic issue, even though it hasn't made massive international. I mean, well, it's been a few places, but it hasn't made massive international news yet.
Yes,
I just ran for a fucking election from Russia,
yeah,
stood for election. They couldn't bury that. And that was after 6 years of them trying to pretend, trying to cover it up and cover it up and cover it up. But it finally got blown open. So they would be very stupid not to learn a lesson from that. And the lesson that they should learn from that is, if you target someone who is not a terrorist, if you target a woman, a journalist, a decent human being from a Western country, when you tell people that you need these resources to target
exactly.
armed insurgent groups and fuck knows where, you are going to have a massive amount of blowback. And one day it is you who is going to be getting caned for having done it in the first place.